pick. But we shall see how we shape up. At least Parker, we got some new heroes. We got some different heroes from... we got some old ones from the previous patch, but we've also got some new ones as well. So, I think we're in store for an interesting game.
I think so. I'm curious to see how support Veno works. Zuxa playing this is, I think, one of the heroes I'm wondering how it's going to kind of function on the new patch with some of the changes, around the ultimate and stuff. So definitely here I'm a little bit curious about. And then on the dire side, Viper is just, obviously we saw a lot of it on some of the patches not so long ago, but seeing mid Viper is just like such a throwback that I'm not going to complain about seeing a mid Viper.
So the support Veno was just played in game 1 of OG vs SMG. Tiger went for Greaves, Vessel, and Scepter. So that is at least the build that Tiger went for in that game. We shall see if we get any difference out of the build for Zuxa this game.
Yeah, it feels like a hero you kind of play similar to the offlane Veno, just play a bit greedy, get whatever utility items your team needs. Vessel, I think, is just so amazing on Veno with the damage over time kill threat that it provides in tandem with your spells, so we'd expect to see a Vessel type build here. Especially when you've got offlane Alchemist, like none of your cores. I mean, Beastmaster. Sorry, you've got an offlane Beastmaster. I mean, Beastmaster can go for some of those utility items, but he doesn't go for the Vessel.
Yep. Shall see how they're looking to play, and maybe even how many stacks they're wanting to make for 9 as well. If he's going to go for a bit more of your traditional Alchemist build, or if he's going to go a little bit crazy with his item build as well. But definitely, we're expecting 9 to really struggle versus Lyle. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Trialing down bottom, by the way. They've got both supports, at least for now.
So maybe that's how you were speaking about in the draft, that sometimes the Slark is able to have a bit more of a tricky matchup into the Rubik and the Underlord with their spam. So maybe they're just looking to try and offset that early on. Yeah,
the early levels for Slark, I think, is just awful. So this is one way to actually kind of make up for it. We'll see how long they kind of stick to this, or if we're going to see the TP top. Yep, there we go. Snake King's like, all right, I'm out. We're done. Let's go top. I can't just leave my Beastmaster alone.
But it is the Venomancer laning with the Slark down bottom, and then the Enchantress being up top. So once again, a little interesting swap here with the supports. But what do we make of it this time?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think maybe they think like the Ench and the Creeps just maybe aren't that good against the Atrophy Aura or something. Again, like new Veno, support Veno, I'm not fully sure how this hero is going to function, but it does seem pretty good as far as securing a lane for a Slark. Just going to come down to that kind of regen battle.
We shall. Oh, whoa. All right, I was tapping over to mid to see how the Alchemist was doing, what they do. All right, Gale with Poison Sting and a pound from Mosquito, so easy first blood onto Mirror down bottom for Tundra, once again off to a good start.
Yeah, Tundra just seemed to play their side lanes so well. Like, it was last game they got the 2 first kills of the game, and they were both in different side lanes. And you can see even up here at top, they're putting a lot of pressure on with the Ancient Beastmaster. They just pick these laning duos and just, they've been just playing so long together as a team and understand how to play the lanes perfectly. And it just feels like they usually are getting the kills and coming out on top of the lanes.
This has been a team that just thrives on their side lanes for a long time. 33, like their safe lane as well, Snake King and Skeeter. Like there's a team where if you can somehow shut down one of their side lanes, then they can somewhat crumble in some particular games. So it's really the backbone of this team, to be honest. And then you just got 9 that just has a crazy hero pool and can make ridiculous plays. Once again, another kill onto Mirror down bottom.
Yeah. And this is Slark. We talk about his weak point being the lane stage. But just that it's such a small thing doing a tri lane. They only did it for like 1 creep wave, but it gave Slark just an easy safe level 2, and he got all the last hits for like the first wave and a half. So just that small little change in the lane can make a massive difference that kind of has this snowball ripple effect on the laning stage, and that's what we're seeing here. Now they can win this lane 2v2 just because they had 3 heroes at the start.
Now they can get a kill top lane as well. Yatoro probably going to go down with another round of the Impetus from Snake King. Remember, Post guy's trying to battle it out. He's got the Fairy Fire and should be able to come out on top, but 33 is the real big winner there, getting that final kill. Bottom lane
Snaking's happy to die there.
His might be in some trouble. Skitty eats a little bit of damage out of the Firestorm, but nonetheless, he'll go down. And now Mira, they've already used the spells on Tundra, but this matchup, I think it's now completely swung, where with the early kills, Skitter's got 2 permanent agility, he's got a Band of Elven skin, and the Wraith Band. Like, this bottom lane now seems kind of difficult for the Underlord.
Yeah. Once Skitter gets some more regen out, I think this lane starts to become pretty unplayable for him, if anything. Veno about to hit level 3, so you get that nice little boost in your damage output. I think we'll see like a second point in the Gale or Poison Sting. Yeah, Poison Sting, there we go. So he's just going to be a huge problem, although he may die here.
Skeeter's even got a leap inside the Firestorm as well. A little bit more permanent agi for Skeeter to play with. And Saxa will be able to come back with some extra, hopefully utility, hopefully some resources to keep Skeeter afloat.
Yeah, it's got a Salve coming out in his courier, so we'll just be waiting for that one, but plenty of HP regen underneath the tower, so even just farming there without too much pressure, been a really good time for him. Ench is just going for a little walk through the semi-jungle, trying to see what he can find, because Naga's already been pushed out of this lane a little bit. Also go jungle very early on. Just feeling like laning into this Beastmaster who already has Vanguard is just a very tricky ask.
So, yeah, I mean, so now that frees up Snake, right? Like, he can farm if he wants to, he can go bottom if he wants to, maybe he can even make stacks for the Alchemist. So, once again, this Vanguard offlane, it's just going to free up the supports early game.
Yep. We'll see what Snaking opts to do with this one. He's got the early boot, so he's got a lot of mobility to kind of run around the map. Even shot bottom with the Twin Gate, but for now, just happy to stick around this top lane. Probably wanting to pressure this top tier 1 tower, but he is getting rotated on. Maybe in some trouble here.
See, no ensnare though for Yatoro. Okay, never mind, he's got a skill point to work with, so levels it up and he'll be able to get a kill off the back of that. So nicely done. The Poshka's going to be the one to get the reward. Meanwhile, mid lane as well. I mean, we've seen the Alchemist. He's been out of this lane for quite some time. It's no surprise. Nine's just been farming up a couple of stacks. He does probably have to consider about coming back to mid just because of the catapult wave, so this tower will take a decent chunk of damage.
Yeah, one of those lanes there, it's, you know, going how we expected to, but, you know, in many ways, there's not much to talk about when Alchemist is like, okay, he's going to lose the lane, go hit the jungle. But ultimately, like, this is why they send the Alchemist mid, because nobody can, like, beat the Viper 1v1 mid, but Alchemist kind of can just by out-farming the Viper once you start getting those levels and farming through stacks in the jungle. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on Spirit to kind of contest those stacks and slow down the Alchemist from just farming it up in the jungle.
And it's going to be a lot of pressure as well for Lal to be able to make amends for some of the side lanes. Like, he really is the one core that's off to a good start. I suppose Yatoro as well, like, if you take a look at the net worth, he's sitting pretty, but off the back of the boot to travel for Lal, he's probably going to try and get very active, and I wonder if we see that scepter come out from him afterwards as well.
Yeah, I like the boot to travel. He needs that, like, mobility just to hop from lane to lane, because
top lane.
It's so hard to get
Viper.
Yeah. There you go.
Going to be able to TP in, and they should be able to get the kill on to 33, so there's already the rotation coming out from Lal, and they're going to be able to get the kill off the back of that. Beautifully done.
Yeah. Disruptor makes these ganks a lot easier. Usually, like with Viper, it's like you don't really want to TP to a lane. People are just going to run and get away, but Disruptor gives you this lockdown with the kinetic field as well as the glimpse to kind of guarantee, like, if you TP to a lane where Disruptor is, you know you've got a guaranteed kill because Disruptor's always pulling them back in.
Bottom lane, Mira or Skeeter. Aggressive jump, but of course he's got the Shadow Dance to look to play with. So Mira's going to end up...
Nice
they got the deny.
Okay.
Beautifully done from Collapse. Okay. I actually don't know. Did you get perma agi from that? Okay.
It looks like he did, yeah. He was one of the kills he didn't already. So I think he's gotten 4 out of 5, and, well, 5 including the deny there.
Okay.
But yeah, it looked like he got a perma agi.
So... Saxa was able to snipe Spirit's Wisdom Room as well, and Tundra still have their own, which 33 might get off the back of the Ancient stack, but I mean, it's going to be pretty big off the back of the levels. Maposhka's actually 5, so I'm surprised how high level he is, and we're going to see them try and get aggressive onto Skeeter. No, the Shadow Dance is on cool, and if they can block the pounce, this could be a kill. He's able to juke out to the right side and finds an angle to escape.
Salve too, so he may look to come back in, but probably a bit tricky to do so with how low Saxa is here on the Veno. He's full health now, so running in his Skitter.
A Skitter. Mira here now as well. A bit of a numbers advantage for Spirit. They're going to try and bait underneath the Firestorm. Skitter once again is going to be cautious. Shadow Dance is back up though. The ultimate there to work with, but Poshka's got some pretty good body blocks. Simultaneously, though, it's actually mid lane. Snaking and 9. Oh, that's a big kill. Well, glimpse back. All right, Skeeter. So a little bit of trouble. They might turn to Sarksa, though. Looks like the Venomancer is an easy kill for them to find. So Poshka is going to be able to claim that one. But yeah, of course, I mean, Tundra, with everything happening bottom lane, all they need is 2 heroes to be able to bring down Lyle's Viper. And... No, oh, 9. Okay.
The pre-channel. He was hoping it'd lead to something, but... Rotates in with an Invis rune, but not exactly the best ganking hero, the Alchemist.
A lot of mana as well, so he's going to have to pop out. Maybe try and get some CS in the meantime. He's got some bottle charges there to work with.
Like what we're seeing from Spirit, you know, using these 2 supports in tandem to make these plays, pressure the, like, play around the Underlord, who's kind of their strongest hero right now. The issue is, heroes like Viper end up kind of vulnerable. Like you say, it just takes 2 heroes to gank and kill him. Viper would love to take this T1 mid tower, though, and if nobody comes to stop him, that'd be a huge pickup for Spirit.
But that death slows down the Boots of Travel, because now if he didn't die, he'd probably have it, and he'd be able to join this fight that's going on bottom lane. There's 9. He's finally going to be able to find an angle for the concoction. Collapse is pretty taken with the Vanguard, but it looks like it is not going to be enough. Once again, Sarksa is rewarded with the kill, and so... They're going to be able to hit back with 9 sticking around bottom for a little bit of time. It looks like he's not quite sure if he wants the armlet or not. Has 2,100 gold in the bank.
Yeah, does he consider the Radiance, or what's the call going to be? T1 mid tower doesn't actually get claimed. Does get down very low into deny range, and while prioritizing in that power rune is going to probably come back to finish it off. Yeah, he's got a haste rune now, so yanking and killing the Viper is pretty impossible ask here.
Honestly, a little bit under farm, considering how well that lane should have gone. 4th in net worth. Alchemist with the Greeble's Greed is above him. Some of the other cores as well. So maybe he was hoping for a little bit earlier for a bit of travel timing, but I suppose that's the death that is really showcasing in his gold.
I think, yeah, the death and the fact, you know, it's Viper. He's maxing poison attack. He doesn't have any ability to farm stacks or neutral camps. Alchemist just, you know, he can lose his lane, but he's going to outfarm Viper. You know, it was only a matter of time. Like, at what point does Alchemist catch up? Usually I'd say it's around, like, 12 to 13 minutes. This time it just happened a little bit sooner.
Well, they didn't ping Viper's Korra, actually, halving inside the river. They're now going to ping it on Snaking, but it might be a bit too late. Well, is going to be able to catch out 33 inside the tree line. Leposhka with that first Static Storm usage as well, so... There we go. The great rotation out of Lal to be able to help Yatoru inside his lane troop. It's off to a pretty good start here. They do lose the tower, but regardless, getting pretty close to the Yasha for the Naga.
Yep. Naga's the hero they're going to be looking to kind of, you know, scale and try and out-carry the Slark, so to speak, but easier said than done here, yeah. In a lot of agi.
And they should be able to get the kill as well off the back of the Noxious play, but Spirit has started to rotate some of the members in, and they'll turn it around. Even though they lose Collapse, they'll get both of Tundra's supports.
Nope. Decent punish. The Viper, the Boots of Travel kind of being showcased now. He's got this low cooldown, 40-second cooldown TP anywhere on the map, and this is another item I expect we're going to see a bit more of on the new patch with the bigger map and the kind of higher priority on getting hero kills is these mid laners who maybe get Boots of Travel. Because mid lane can be so far away from the action at times, getting Boots of Travel can really fix a lot of the problems for certain mid laners like Viper.
Looks like Tundra are trying to gear up for a defense though.
Yep.
We've got 9 sweeping him from the left side. Trying to get pretty active early on here for the Alchemist. Concoction's going to be out on Samira. Rubik's still only level 5 compared to Snaking's maxed out impetus. He's got the drums as well, so Snaking's just going to rip them apart. Oh no, this is Enchantress. Scary, scary stuff. And now Poshka as well. I think they got a glimpse of the Disruptor. Yep. Still hiding out in the tree line. Sun's going to be there before the glimpse away. And, well, Sarksa, he's going to be able to clean up the job. But Poshka, it's kind of a... chucks out the Static Storm when his last dying breaths in hate.
Yep, like, I'm going to do some damage here. Let's pad those damage stats. All this is going on. You've got 33's Beastmaster playing PvE and getting the job done in the top lane. Takes the tier 1 tower. He's getting massive now. It's going to have such an early pipe for his team. You know, prioritizing that slightly greedier play, but it's something that works so well for Tundra when he, you know, he's going to show up and kind of contribute to this, like, 5-man death ball in the mid game where they can take objectives in Roshan, and that's so hard to deal with.
Well, Fiend's Gate, alright. They're looking to try and shut down 9. Should be able to do so. He'll make him work for it though. A couple of armlet toggles to be a bit of a nuisance here, but nonetheless, they'll be able to get the kill. You see, finally, Mira has that level 6 as well, but the Stolen Wisdom Rune was kind of a big issue for his impact in some of the earlier fights, but now he's got that spell to work with, and it looks like Mira as well. This time he's remembered. He's going to make sure Tundra don't steal another Wisdom Rune. He might die for it, though. He might even die before the rune spawns. Actually trying to turn it back onto Saxa. Even has the Viper trying to TP in as well, so maybe Venomet's a bit off a little bit more than he can shoot. At least they'll be able to get a kill bottom lane here for Spirit. Does force a couple of TPs out, though.
Yep, but everywhere there's kills, it's always Miposhka and Disrupt. I mentioned he's been in 9 of these 10 kills. He's kind of the guy that has to be there for them to kind of connect and make these plays. And I think so far he's getting the job done, but the question is going to be, can they scale well enough? Naga top net worth, but has the daunting task of trying to outscale multiple cores on the Radiant side who can cause problems, like an Alchemist as well as a Slark, who are going to be looking to outcarry a Naga here.
So we kind of had the angle last game that it definitely felt like Tundra would be able to... Well, I should say that Spirit were on a timer. With all the cores that Tundra have, is it easier to decide whether this Naga is going to be able to carry them as the game goes on, or is it a bit too difficult to tell?
I think it's a bit difficult. Like, I would say in general, like the Naga carry matchup, like I think Naga gets kind of outscaled and outcarried here, but it's kind of made up for the fact where I feel Spirit just have better team fight. Like Naga plus Disruptor, Rubik, Underlord, like their team fight is just way stronger here, so that can kind of make up for the fact that Naga doesn't have, isn't a hero that specializes in addressing the Slark, kind of struggles maybe even against the Alchemist, and is playing like one carry versus 2.
Bottom lane, Skeeter. Great timing out of the Shadow Dance, so they're not going to get too much value of the Static Storm, and now Tundra, they're able to react as well, but are they fast enough to keep Skeeter alive? Telekinesis back into the middle. Lyle's trying to lock onto his target, but Skeeter will survive in Spirit, while their members will not. 3 go down once again. It's snaking, pummeling the damage thanks to the impetus, and that sole survivor for Spirit inside that fight was collapsed with the use of the Rift, but Skeeter was able to live.
Yeah, max impetus with this early drums. 33 shows up. I mentioned how he's kind of been playing solo and getting the job done by himself. It's because he can then suddenly show up to a fight with a pipe. That pipe probably just saves the Slark's life there and allows him to kind of turn that fight, get multiple kills. The Viper boots to travel in, just didn't quite have the damage to finish off the Slark by himself, because, this damage over time doesn't work. All Slark has to do is get back to Fog and he starts healing up, so quite a bad situation for Spirit to be in. That's a fight it feels like they really need to be winning.
Top lane 9? They might make a go on him.
Yeah.
Trying to find the angle. Static Storm's still on cooldown though, so this kill is not going to be easy. And with how close to the tier 1 tower, the boys are starting to rotate as well, so Spirit, they've got to duck and turn.
Yep. Trying to catch him going for that healing lows, but yeah, just no damage you can see there. Nagos, even with the Static Storm, I mean, Static Storm would at least give them a bit more magic damage, but they weren't even close to killing an Alchemist there.
Dude, the Sox has got Solar Crest now as well. But I don't know, people are continuing. Actually, I'll hold that thought, bottom lane. Nice block of the pound. Skitter's just going to be able to run away, so he's chilling, but... It seems like a lot of people have this interesting read that Solar Crest is quite the item as top. Saxa probably going to end up going down. 33 is playing off in the tree line, waiting to see if there's an opportunity for him to enter. But he's going to be stirred to sleep, and Yatoro. Now they've got Collapse as well to be able to join. Even Mira's like, alright, why not? I'll come as well. So sleep from Yatoro, easy way to set up. Night goes the Beastmaster.
Definitely the strength of Spirit's line. They can always bring numbers. You can use that Dark Rift. You can use the Bootstrap from Viper. If Tundra's playing, that kind of Tundra style of, like, let's farm the map, let's be efficient, they're going to be a bit split up, and that's something that Spirit can punish. And a big reason, I think, why they, they first phase the Underlord, they go for this Viper mid with Boots of Travel, is that they want to try and punish the greed of Tundra here.
Have they done that enough so far, or are we wanting Spirit to get a little bit more active still?
I think they're being as active as they can. Not every rotation's working, as we saw bottom lane when they lost 3, but I think they're basically being as active as possible. Obviously, if that rotation works, like, they're ahead. I think with that failed rotation and the one just now succeeding, I think this game's pretty even. They need to just keep doing what they do. Just like, whenever you've got your spells off cooldown, Static Storm, smoke up, go make a move, TP around the map with the Dark Rift and the Viper boss, just constantly try and fight, use Naga illusions to kind of scout stuff out, give vision, shove lanes. It's very much a game where they just have to keep playing at this pace. Even when a gank or rotation fails, just keep going for it.
They do have some pretty good vision up top. A couple of boards to play with, that's giving them a lot of information. Maybe they're going to bait Lyle at the moment. Poshka's playing behind him, and you have that Fiends get up in 20 seconds to maybe make this attempt. Gearing up for the go though, Tundra. I'm trying to use the Hawks under the tier 2 tower. Let's see how survivable Lyle is. Be off with the Gale. Even Skeet is here as well to take the fight. They're going to try and make the attempt over to the Viper, but I mean, as soon as the Crimson Guard's activated, Tundra, they're going to have to consider otherwise, and even more heroes and Dire, they're starting to move up top. They still get the jump. Skeeter's into the middle, trying to bring down Lyle. They should be able to do so successfully, and Skeeter is able to duck up to the northern side as well. Now, Tundra, they're poking from afar. Snaking soon to be out of mana, though. But the Impetus shots continuing to raid down and collapse. The Underlord, he's just going to get blown up from afar once again. Snaking. These goddamn enchanters, dude, does so much damage.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the Inner Beast buffing up the cores, the Alk, and the Slark, but it's the Anchus, you know, kind of becoming this semi-core of sorts. And if I'm Tundra, I'm thinking, let's keep snaking, keep this up, get whatever right-click carry items you want here.
Alright, Snake should end up going down though. So, I mean, that's a decent streak that Yadora is able to get off the back of that. Pretty much almost heart completed, it looks like, for the Naga. And they're trying to maybe get some vision for another glimpse. It's going to be up in a couple of seconds. Looks like the only person they'll catch up to is the Venomancer. So both supports are going to end up going down for Tundra. And Yutoro gets a lot of gold into the bake. He's already got that Manta Diffusal. And again, now off those kills, that's pretty much heart completed.
Yeah. The tankiness that he's going to have now with the heart is gonna be something hard to deal with. Not sure there's going to be enough damage to kind of chew through that one, but definitely there'll be attempts to do so. And I think one of the nice things when you've got a Slark, you know, you've got these tanky heroes. You just keep building up Essence shards, like, Essence Shift stacks. And, you know, the tankier the enemy heroes are, it just means fights are going to last longer. And that's where Slark can kind of really shine. And why I think the Slark is pretty good against Naga in the carry VK matchup is fights just last a long time. Naga doesn't kill people quickly, so you're going to just be getting a lot of stats.
Does look like Yutoro once again is going to be able to get pretty active here. So, alright, level 15 here for the Naga. Extra mirror image damage is able to help out with the kill. What do we make of the Diffuser Blade, though, on Yutoro? Because it is a bit more of a unconventional build at the moment, kind of with the Naga we saw for a while. It was like the Manta. Oh, actually 33. They want to go again. They've got this numbers advantage, so the Rift onto the backline. Able to give them that vision for the glimpse, and no escape for 33, so they're starting to get very active on Team Spirit.
Well, it just seems to be this glimpse all the time, and then they're right back into the Rift, trying to get active again on the map. This constant movement and activity. See what they go for down here in this bottom lane. Looks like they're prioritizing Roshan. Yeah, that's a nice little move here, using that Rift to get the kill mid and then come back bottom for Roshan. And 100, not really in the neighborhood. There are a couple heroes who could go through the Twin Gate, but it looks like this one's going to go down uncontested.
Is there a preference of who gets the Aegis off the back of this first Roche?
Probably the Naga, but maybe the Viper actually is better. Yeah, I think Naga is just never dying here. So I think Viper is the one who has to kind of position the front lines, you know, put his body on the line to maybe die. And with an Aegis, it's suddenly you've got 2 lives, so you just constantly spam out your spells.
Is Yutoro trying to find a song? The rest of the team's TPing in, but under instant smoke and the use of the drums, they want to just reposition as fast as they could.
I think this is what Spirit need to, is just constantly use this mobility factor of theirs. Use the outposts to TP2 from one side, use the gateway, use the Dark Rift, use the bots, just constantly hunt heroes. Even if it's just like a Naga somewhere looking for kills. But Tundra, I think knowing this, are going to stick together a lot and look to make a play of their own.
Unlucky. Oh, they're coming bottom. Hang on a second, they want to fire on Spirit. All of a sudden, look at all the heroes. They're in a little bit of trouble as Mr. Skeeter. Shadow Dance protecting him for the moment, but it's not going to matter. Team Spirit, alright, they're a bit too late to protect the Disruptor, but it did not matter. A big kill onto Skeeter's Slark in the end.
Yeah, they just instantly, okay, you Slark, you kill us, we're coming for you. You can't Shadow Dance away. We'll happily pop Song of the Siren to keep up with you. And this AoE magic damage is making this Slark's life really tricky here. You've got the Nether Toxin, you've got the Firestorm, and it just makes life so hard for the Slark to kind of maneuver in these fights when you can't really, you can Shadow Dance, but you're not healing up really during it if you're sitting in all this AoE damage.
Off the back of the kill, they're going to be able to probably take the tier 2 tower as well. The Glyph doesn't get rid of the creep wave bottom, so Spirit, they'll be the first team to be able to take this outer tower. So we'll see how much more they're going to be able to get off the back of the Aegis though, but that first real maneuver was nice from them. Still got those Tormentors that we're looking to try and claim as well. No Aghanim Shards currently in this game.
Yeah, I kind of like Tundra's draft here, but we're kind of seeing like they're getting away with the greed, but they're unable to make plays. Like farm-wise, they're pretty even on gold between the two teams, but they have to find a way to use this farm to kind of take team fights to make plays around the map. But they're kind of limited, like what hero kind of sets up these plays. Like maybe Beastmaster you think of as like Blink Roar and stuff, but he hasn't gone for that. Beastmaster these days is more an aura hero, so they haven't really got that clear playmaker for the team.
So how do fights need to work out then for Tundra? If they're not the playmaker, are they looking to take fights around their vision and like baiting Spirit to run at them? Like how do you feel like Tundra are going to be able to get some of those engagements that are favored for them?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Like obviously vision is a big thing whenever you have Beastmaster. Play the numbers game. You can't just completely split up and farm because you're playing into Disruptor, Rubik. I mean, I've touched so much upon the the global movement of this dire Spirit draft that you kind of have to stick together a bit. So I think you are just looking to kind of get to this point where you've got this big item advantage. You can get stuff like your Missile Blades or whatever it may be on your Alchemist. Your Slark can get like 4 or 5 big items. You get enough farm in your carries, you can make up for the fact like, okay, we don't have great team fight initiation. Our carry is just too farm. So I think the way they play around that is just by keep farming, which here and there they'll probably make some moves, but they're gonna like go for these smoke plays just to find like a pickup or something to open up the map.
No way, 9 TP'd out. If they go back through the rift, Tundra already. Don't do it. Yeah. Okay, they won't. Should expire.
Yeah, Tundra smokes here are very much like we want to just open the map up, get a kickoff so that we can kind of get some more farm. Like I don't think they're trying to like smoke and take a big objective. I mean, they're smoking into Aegis for one thing, so very much they're kind of, I think, prioritizing just like the map control aspect of the game right now.
Seems like a big timing though for Spirit. You just got Butterfly completed along with a double damage room for your Taurus, so he is definitely in fighting shape right now as Spirit. Smoke, they're going to run to the high ground, but Tundra, they're set up. Great reactions out of the BKB from Skeeter. He's going to be able to stand strong and continue to pummeling the damage onto the Viper. La will go down, but of course it's just round 1. Yatoro looking to try and get themselves set up. Song's going to be able to control them inside the middle, and there's no escape in the kinetic field. Down goes Skeeter, and it looks like Snaking soon will follow him as well.
That's why you give the Viper the Aegis. That fight right there, your Viper can just kind of run in, play the bait, and yeah, you can die once, but your Slark has to commit everything for that first kill, and by the time, your Viper's respawning, suddenly there's no Shadow Dance to play around, and the Slark's just kind of out of gas. Even with Essence chip built up, he can't really sustain himself and fight without that ultimate, so great job by Spirit.
I just watched Mirror Force Staff and Telekinesis along with Bullwhipper creep just so I can get closer to the tower. So they removed the backdoor protection.
Nice.
Alright. Little things. And then they just glyph it and the creeps die. Oh.
It's a thought that counts.
That's thought that counts. This is really the big timing here for Spirit. Again, this Butterfly and Yatoro, they're going to have a lot of issues with dealing with the Naga Siren. So Spirit, they want to try and get as much out of the map as they possibly can currently. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a tier 3 tower. And meanwhile, you still have 9 as well, getting a lot of farm. He actually bought a Scepter. I did not see who he gave it to. Slark, it looks like. Okay. Looks like Skeeter's now playing with the extra bonus, so the double pounce.
Yeah, I think obviously right here to have a Ag Scepter on and something that can really buff up his game, but I just feel like he still needs another big item or two, as we saw in that last fight. But also, obviously, the last fight, that was an Aegis. You remove that Aegis, and that is a great fight for Tundra. So they're hoping that maybe they can find another fight, like around the high ground, around their vision, before Roshan comes back up.
See, maybe this is the fight. Collapse is going to walk underneath the Watcher. Tundra, they're currently set up at the moment. Looks like they're a little bit hesitant about continuing on with the team fight, though. They're going to try and sweep down to the bottom. There is a ward, though, that's scouting them out. Skid is aware of it, though, so they're going to try and reposition out. They don't want to stick around where Spirit have this vision.
Yeah, a bit of game of cat and mouse. You can see, just looking at the mini-map, the pink illusions just in all 3 lanes right outside that Radiant base. Every creep wave that leaves is getting cleared, and this is just, you know, the sign of a great Naga player, somebody who's played this hero a ton and knows, you know, how to fully use it. Basically, you keep every creep wave, you know, pushed in, you're farming. Meanwhile, while that's going on, you're farming majority, like 75% of the map in the jungle camps, and you're just building up this big kind of gold lead. I mean, I say big, it's only a 3k gold lead. It's definitely not insurmountable, but, you know, I feel like when they had the Aegis, they were only up like 1k gold, so they're kind of slowly accruing this, you know, more and more net worth. The question is, like, how well can Naga use it? Like, this Naga is very close to being 6 slotted. At some point, you get 6 slotted, then you get, you know, you get an Ag Scepter, you get a Shard, but these aren't things that make the Naga, like, this complete late game auto win carry. So you kind of, you hit your peak around now. 30 minutes in, you're kind of basically 6 slotted, which is, you know, kind of the Alchemist thing, but what next for Spirit? It really feels like they've got to get this Roche number 2 and get a lane of Braxworth.
At least it does feel like there's going to be a little bit of late game security with Miposhka working on the Scepter, and getting involved with this kill as well is probably going to help out with some gold. There we go. You know, not too bad. 338 given over to the couple. So, yeah, he's got one more component required from Miposhka until that Scepter's completed, and this is without a Philosopher's Stone as well. So now the Eye of the Vizier late game with that extra cast range is going to feel much nicer for him to be able to position accordingly to find that key ultimate.
This is, and I think that's the key thing, is like, you can't, you know, Naga is going to, just by nature of the hero, be forced to take the majority of farm on the map, but wherever possible, give farm to your supports, give it to your Underlord, your Viper. Like, yeah, push out all those lanes with your illusions, but don't, like, if a support's farming like a lane or a jungle camp, just let him, because you're going to max out. You need to give farm to these supports.
I mean, it's a stage in Dota, though, where the supports are getting so much gold. Like, it feels weird. Like, take back a couple years, Parker, when, like, there was the classic position 6s, right? And now I'm seeing Disruptor with the lowest hero with 7,200 net worth. He's going to have a couple items. Well, what happened in the days when the 5s had 0 items? I'm not saying that was a good thing. I'm just saying, like, this is a... You know, it's a good day to be a support player now. You get to kind of play late game Dota.
Oh yeah, there's so many items and like bonuses on the map that, you know, you're always gonna get your shard. You're gonna maybe even get a free Ag Scepter or something. You get to farm it. There's just so much you can do, and we're seeing more and more, like, being a 5. You have to be a high skill player. You can't just be like these, you know, these old school like Captain 5s who are just kind of ward bots who are great like Dota minds, but some of those players just couldn't keep up and play competitive Dota because you have to be very mechanically skilled as a 5 position these days.
Look at this, both sides ready to go for this potential second Roche spawn. Snaking is going to be able to control the Rift, though, so a lot of vision for them to play with inside this team fight. Out of the southern tree line, they're looking to try and hide out. Yutora is trying to find the opening. They're going to start on the Naga Siren first, forcing out a defensive force stuff along with the Song. They're not going to have the damage inside the BKB, so Yutora will be able to reposition, but that was a lot committed early on for Spirit. Can they go back in afterwards, as it looks like Tundra, they'll just turn their attention over to Collapse, even dropping a Roar to hold them inside the place, but Collapse, he wants to re-enter the team fight, an instant use of the buyback in a Tundra. It's an all-out retreat, but can they cut their losses as Spirit? They've caught up to the Elkis Mirror. He'll drag him back. Nine's going to go down, and in the end, Spirit, what an incredible fight. All they lose is Collapse, and now they'll be able to reap the rewards with that Roche up. Surely they'll even get a +1. Oh, no, it sucks. He couldn't escape. Still hiding inside the tree line, so another member of Tundra will go down.
You thought he could hide there. That's one of those things. That's the new map there, because he was like, thought he was tucked away, but he was being pinged and spotted, so you can run, but you can't hide from this Spirit draft. Like, they're going to hunt you down. They're going to catch up to you with Disruptor, with Rubik. Rubik did a great job of keeping Naga Siren alive in that fight, by the way. The defensive telekinesis to pull him out, and just did so much there. Ooh, okay. Got rooted in the fountain, casual. Yep. The reason that fight was happening down here is, of course, Roshan. Roshan was respawning, and both teams weren't looking to give it away for free. But
it's not fast.
Yeah?
Can they fight this? They're coming down. They'll be -9.
They're going for it. It looks like they've got 4 heroes down here. It looks like they may kill it. Yeah, they're going to kill it quick enough, it looks like. As much as Tundra do seem to be headed that way.
Look at Mira's positioning as well. Get rid of the ward and kind of acting as this blockade just to potentially give them information if they are smoking down. So that Roche will go for free. Once again, it's going to be given over to Lyle, though. So the Aegis into the hands of the Viper. They still want to take a fight down bottom. Multiple heroes showed mid. Clap's going to be able to reposition off the back of the 4-star, but they're soon to join Yatoro. Song is out. They've got the Aghanim Scepter on the Disruptor. They're going to be able to lay it down as well. Beautiful use of the Rift. I believe that's how Miposhka was able to rejoin them down bottom thanks to Clap's use of the ultimate.
They're just doing... I mean, it feels like every fight that happens, like they start with like maybe only 1 or 2 there, and then suddenly there's 5 heroes there. That's the beauty of this draft of theirs, and they're using their movement around the map so well. And I think this prioritization of getting this Aegis for Viper has just panned out amazingly, because Viper can just kind of frontline, take a bunch of damage, dish out a bunch of damage, and all of a sudden they're going high ground here. This Slark late game has been pretty much neutered now because of this Ag Scepter on Disruptor. You're more than happy to commit. You commit multiple ultimates like a sleep into a Sonic Storm to kill Slark, you're happy with that. That's the one hero that can kind of turn this game around.
Snaking. They'll be able to glimpse him back inside the Firestorm. Snaking, he'll go down, but he's got to buy back at least. You got to be cautious though, because these cooldowns are coming back up. Song's ready, and Postcott is almost got the Static Storm in 15 as well. So Tundra, you've got to position ever so perfectly for the defense. They're going to try and poke from afar though. They'll start on low. Of course, here's the Aegis carried. You really want to put all your attention to the Viper, and well, that puts 33 out of position. Meanwhile, Skeeter, though, he's trying to hunt the backline. An early use of the BKB. He wants to take away the Static Storm threat, but he just doesn't have the damage by himself. And now with the BKB expiring, there is going to be no escape for Skeeter. The rest of the team, they want to fondle the area. Finally, 9. All right, hang on. Okay. Look at the damage for the Alchemist. Finally, 9. Starting to get the right clicks going. It's collapsed. Forced out to the left side, but the Cheese going to be eaten with the Underlord. A fresh health pool to be able to work with. They're going to hold him in place with the Roar as well, but they're not addressing Lal and Yatoro, so both the cores, they're starting to hit back as Tundra need to retreat. They're going to Delta split away as Saxa. They'll stop his TP just short. Yatoro's going to be there up on the higher ground. That's 2 down without a buyback. And Spirit, they should be able to get some objectives now off the back of this fight.
Yeah, they did use a buyback or 2, but they've got the numbers now. Everybody is fully healthy, and you just can't come into a fight now with, you know, without numbers against a Disruptor who's going to pick you off there. Good job killing the Disruptor to give them a chance that fight. That's such a key target for them, but they're just getting picked off now one by one. And Spirit just using their buybacks here in the late game well as just fighting around the Aegis. And, you know, there's this kind of farm and Aegis advantage that just gets so hard to kind of overcome once you kind of hit these late game points. And as a result, Spirit get multiple lanes of racks. They can't get the Mega Creeps. It's still a tier 2 tower top, but I'll more than happily just kind of slow things down and, you know, reset, rinse, repeat. Let these heroes respawn, maybe even wait for some of these buybacks to come back into play. No need to risk things too much, although I'm just seeing opening top.
Hello?
It's read from Viper. Laurel, he saw this coming. They're looking to punish now.
Oh, Skeeter. They're actually going to continue to jump and try to get them close to 33. And the telekinesis on forward. I hear a BKB off to the right side. Yep. Skeeter. No, he should be able to get the kill, but can he escape?
Oh, I don't think he's
not even going to get the kill. Oh, Skeeter, not like this.
Now.
Oh my lord, this is the Disruptor we're speaking about, man. Like, if inside the draft, he's in a great edge to the Slark, and he is popping everything to try and kill Miposhka, and he can't even get him.
33 is going to be a little bit careful up here. He's going to get spotted in a second, but CIS teams and the Disruptor, they love this hero, Ares.
And we better duo for the boys over there. They play it at such an incredible level, and oh, it seems like Spirit, yeah, they've done it. G's are going to get dropped, so our first series of Group B, and for these two teams in particular, is going to go the way of a tie. It was a very dominant game, one from Tundra, but Team Spirit, well, they proved that they can play just as dominant as well.
Yeah, great to see them bounce back. I feel like my takeaway